Hi there everyone, it's me, Elizabeth Sines, aka Fairy Woman. Glad you're joining us for day 2. Our second day here for the Fairies Guide to Being Human Magical Companion video guide. I feel like I need to find a shorter title, but I don't know how else to describe it. And I want to thank everyone for the kind comments and shares, and both on Facebook and here. I am just really feeling blessed to have such great support, and I'm glad so many of you are enjoying this. I know they are far from perfect videos, and I'm still in that learning curve of how to do videos. It's not my media, writing's my media. But I'm so glad to be able to offer this to all of you, and I'm glad that a lot of you are enjoying it. As I said before, I'm going to be promoting a small business that's online every single video. And this video, I want to show off this beautiful necklace I'm wearing. Let me see if I can get closer. That is a labradorite, and these awesome earrings that are also labradorite peacock earrings. They're made by Foamy Waiter. She also happens to be a little bit of family member, my sister-in-law. I love her work, and I will put her link down below if you're looking for some good Mother's Day jewelry gifts. It is a nice choice. So, and if you have a business and you'd like me to feature you in one of these videos, please reach out to me. I'm happy to do it. I want to try to help boost the small businesses online while we go through this pandemic. And I think that's it for that little housekeeping. Oh, and also, if anyone wants to ask questions or share experience they've had on these videos, please do so in the comments on YouTube or the comments on Facebook, or you can just reach out and message me. I am always glad to answer questions, and I'm always thrilled to hear your experiences through these kinds of workshops and offerings I have. So I'd love to hear them. So day 2. The fairy message is: a newborn baby is not cradled because it is weak. It is cradled because it is loved. Let us cradle you in the warmth of love. You have been fighting for so long. Let us cherish you being in the world. When a child is born, you do not ask, well, what can this child do for me? Instead, you feel love for the child because it is alive. You are just as cherished by the universe, the unseen beings, the fairies, the angels, your loved ones on the other side, and many others. Do not berate yourself for not doing enough. Do not feel guilty for pleasure or relaxing. This life will have moments that are rough. There are times when you feel raw with emotion. There are times when you will feel like giving up hope. This is the process of birth. You are birthing, creating a new way of being, living, and doing. Be gentle with yourself. Sometimes it seems like there is not much happening in the physical experience. However, there is much happening on the energetic level. There will also be great light bulb moments and miracles. Today is the crowning stage of birth. We will bring you opportunities. Act on them. We will bring you moments of peace. Use them. We will bring you moments of joy, gratitude, and amazement. Be present and do not miss them. Revel in the delight of them. That's from the fairies. And when we talk about birth, I always like to mention, I've been a doula at multiple births, and there is a moment that women hit in labor where they're just ready to give up. And that is that transition place where they really are going deep and surrendering. And sometimes it feels like, I can't do this. I'm not going to be able to have this baby. I just want to give up. And when you get to that point, you have to surrender to the process. And I think that collectively, as we're going through this whole rebirth process with the pandemic that everyone's experiencing, everyone's hitting that point at different points. I think kind of up and down waves where we kind of have this, I can't do this anymore. And then we push through and you find a new way, and then you might hit it again. And then you find, another level of it. So I bring that up to when you're giving up hope. It's fine to hit that point. Everyone does. It's natural. It's a part of the birth process. You're not failing if you hit that point. But what you need to do is remember to surrender to God. That means you're trying to control it too much. It means you're trying to make something happen. It means you're pushing the energy or pulling the energy instead of allowing what is. So be in yourself and turn it over to God. Just turn it over to the one. Call in the fairies. Say, please, I need help. I need guidance. And I so often get the message from the fairies for myself because I'm a control freak, but also for other people. I think all humans, we have a little level of control freak in us. We like to feel like everything's planned out and we've got, an idea about where we're going. That they want to connect and they want to help, but people like aren't open to receiving. And it isn't necessarily even like sometimes consciously they think they are. They want to connect with the fairies, but they're really more afraid. They have sometimes the energy where they're pushing it and they're pushing it so much that they're not even noticing all the ways that the fairies are trying to connect with them. So I would say to you too in this, as you're working with them, to stay open and able to receive. It's like being present in the moment. Instead of trying to like make something happen or wanting it to be a certain way, just sit still and be present and ask them to come up and show however they want to show themselves, or bring a message however they want to bring a message, and be still with it and see what happens. Instead of trying to kind of force. I mean, we all had that experience of a needy person trying to like push themselves on us. It's not a fun experience. And the same thing is for them. They don't want to be pushed into it, but they really do want to help. But you need to like relax and give them the space to connect. So I think that's true for anything you're trying to manifest. If you are more relaxed and give it the space to open and blossom, everything will flow together. When you're trying to push and force something to happen, it just doesn't happen. The action step for today. Spend today finding the ways you nurture yourself. A special set of earrings, a cup of coffee, a sleep-in, or a fairy nap. Do you choose these consciously or unconsciously? Make a list of ways you wish someone would nurture you. How can you do these for yourself? And this kind of goes into some of what was yesterday about being in that state of awareness of our choices. I hope that all of you were able to do some of that practicing and being aware of the choices you were making and why you're making them. As we move into today, let's look at, do you choose to nurture yourself? And what choices feel nurturing to you? And I really believe in that step of, some people are always looking for other people to fulfill their needs, to nurture them. They don't get enough nurture, they don't have enough support. But part of the reason is because they don't nurture and support themselves. And when you don't nurture and support yourselves, then you're teaching other people how to treat you. So if you nurture and support yourself, then other people will come in and behave properly. So write out the things that you would like someone else to do for you and see what ways that maybe you could fulfill that need for yourself. And as you start to do that and take care of yourself and give yourself a break and set those boundaries, it will reverberate out into your life, and you'll start finding that other people start respecting that and acting in kind. So I hope that you all have a magical day, that you're able to find ways to nurture and take care of yourself, especially right now in the middle of this pandemic. I mean, it's so draining. I mean, I just want to say all of us collectively are going through a grief process. Society, humanity as a whole is going through a grief process right now. And if we can see ourselves as being people in grief, then I think we could have more compassion for ourselves and others. If someone was going through grief and they lashed out, or they're going through grief and they couldn't function and be productive, you wouldn't be as harsh or judgmental about that, because you would just understand that they're in a grieving process. So I think that perspective for yourself and others, if you can hold that perspective that we are all in grief and learning to deal with this new way of being that we're birthing in, and we're all in the birth process of trying to birth something new in, then it will be easier to find that compassion for yourself and others. Don't push yourself. Have a magical day and nurture yourself. Thanks for joining me today. I'll see you tomorrow.